guys, it's Christina with Virginia Wreath Company. I want to welcome you this afternoon, and I'm going to be showing you guys something kind of fun to do with your door. So I am going to let a couple people come in, and well, I need to move this chair out of the way. I didn't do it before I got started. Okay. When you come in, let me know where you're from. What's it like where you are today? We are in the 50s. Yesterday we were in the upper 60s, but I think the high for today is like 50. So we're still on that roller coaster ride. Let me refresh my page. Okay, so today I am going to show you guys how to make this. I think it's super cute. The only difference between this one and the one that I'm going to show you is that the stars I put on this one are a lot smaller. Otherwise, let me see, these stars are a lot smaller. The ones I have to put on the one today are bigger. I'll show you. I'll show you guys. These are the ones I'm going to use today, and these are the ones that are on there. These smaller ones are 3/4 of an inch, and the bigger ones are 1.5 inches. So, and I think it's going to be really cute. And you can get either or. I bought these at AC Moore, and you can get a 25 pack of the 3/4 inch stars. I want to say they were $3.99. This is what they look like. That's for the small stars. And then the larger stars come 10 in a pack, and they're 1.5 inches. I don't know if you guys can see, I think there's a glare. Yeah, just like that. And, oh, thank you, Anne. Hi, Diane. So, what I did to start this was I started out with a big blank wooden letter, just like this. And I think this is 18 inches. And I got this at AC Moore. It is $14.99, and I used a 50% off coupon. So that helps. But it's big and it's noticeable, and it'll look really, really awesome on your door. I've had mine up on my door for maybe the last 4 days or so, 5 days, maybe. So, and if you're just joining, this is what we're going to be making today. Except the stars I'm going to use today are a little bit bigger than these. Okay. And the first thing you're going to want to do is paint your letter. And I just did a white coat on the front of it. If you want to hang this, also if you want to hang this up in your house, the letters do come, I'm trying to show you, I have to turn it upside down. The letters do come with hooks on the back to where you can hang it up in your house if you want to do it that way instead of attaching a hanger. So, we start with a white base, and I used Americana in Snow White. That's what I started with, and then I had to use a different one because I ran out. But this is what the Americana looks like, and it's in Snow White. And then I got this at AC Moore yesterday. It's apple barrel, and it's it just says white. And it's multi-surface satin acrylic paint, quick drying, easy cleanup. So this is what I'm using. I have a layer of both of them on there because I ran out. With your stars, I painted each one of the stars, and I am going to paint a couple more of these. I only got one coat of paint on these, and you kind of need to have two, or else it kind of shows up. The wood kind of shows through, which is all good if you want like a rustic looking star. But I put two. Let's see if you can see that. I don't know if you can see that. It probably looks white to you guys. So I'm going to paint some of these real quick. So what's the weather like where you guys are? Is it warm? Is it flip-flop weather? I can't wait till we have flip-flop weather. And we've been on such a roller coaster. And when you paint these, if you get this and you do this project, when you paint these, make sure you get the edges. And I'll show you in just a second. Let's see, they're kind of thick. You see that? You want to make sure you get the edges. And there's the back. Just make sure you get the edges. Let's set that right there. I painted these earlier and I stuck them, I flipped a paper plate upside down and I stuck them on top of the paper plate. And they're sticking to them just a little bit, but it's okay. And I'm not going back over these with a heavy coat of paint. I'm just kind of giving them one little more layer of paint. Let's see. But this project was really fun to do. Really patriotic, and there are different things that you know, you could add a bow on here if you wanted to, which would make it super cute. So many different things you could do. Even with the initial itself, you know, you could get one and you could decorate one for Christmas. You could do one for the fall. You could just use like browns and creams and colors like that. You could do a really cute Halloween one. You painted it black and added in orange and yellow and green colors. You could do polka dots, you could do stars, you can, if you can letter, your possibilities are endless. I can't letter. I've never really tried to letter. However, I would really, really, really learn how to do that. Because I think it looks cool. And I wish I could do stuff like that. I've just started to really get interested, and probably because I've seen it so much, interested in learning how to paint like the different signs. I think it's so cool when you're able to make your own signs to put on your things, because that way you can do what you want with it. You can make it yours. Let me see. I only got a few more left, guys. Let's see. Diane, Now, I wish I did, girl. I wish I did make my own signs. I really want to learn how to do that. I really do. I've looked around on, of course on YouTube, and it's kind of hard to find tutorials on what exactly it is that I'm looking for. I don't know if it's just because it's just not that popular, but I want to say that I think it is because it seems like everybody and their brother's painting signs. And I would just so love to learn how to do that. And I have 3 more of these little stars to just give them a little coat to, and then we'll move on to the next part. And this is not hard. Not hard at all. It is a little time consuming. The hearts that I did on the one that I showed you, the complete one, I put like 3 coats of paint on those. Hi, Cecile. I hope you're feeling better, honey. I saw your post earlier. It said you weren't feeling good. Excuse me. And this is the last one right here. And I'm just taking the brush and just painting it on here. Okay. Okay, we'll let those dry. And then what I did next was I figured out where on my sign I wanted to have my block of blue. And I figured out that I didn't want half of it blue and the other half stripes. So I figured about right here is where I would make it stop. So it looked like a better portion of it was in the red and white. And what I did was I took, y'all, I have this ruler and I haven't even taken the plastic off of it. I've been using it with the plastic on there. So I'm just going to take my ruler and I'm going to come down. I'm going to hold this up and show you guys in just a minute. I'm going to come down right there. And all I did was I took, let's see if I can do this. So I took my ruler and I just made little marks right here on the board. Right here and right here. So that way I know where I want to tape off. Whoa, that wasn't cool. Okay. Put my stars up here. I just knocked them all off. Move that over a little bit more. Okay. And I used this tape right here. And let me tell y'all, this tape is awesome. It's Scotch Blue Platinum. I painted a wall in my kitchen and walls in my living room. And I did the outline in this, not the outline, but the trim in this tape. And Lord, I can't talk. In this tape. And normally when I paint, I've used the other stuff and I go and I pull it up and it's pulling paint up with it, or paint has leaked down in the tape. This does not do that. This tape is awesome, y'all. It's a little more expensive, but it's great. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of tape and I'm going to lay it on the B where I put the marks. Yeah. I'm going to take my tape and just line the top edges up with the marks. And then I'm just going to push it down. So this is what you're going to look like after you get your first piece of tape on there. Go ahead and just push that down. Because all of this is going to be your blue space. And I'm going to take another piece, a small little piece, for up here at the top. And I'm just going to kind of eyeball that. And that's pretty much what you're going to have to do with, if you have like any kind of like crazy lines in your initial. I'm going to take that. And I just taped it off up here. Whoop. You guys see that okay? Just taped it off right up here on this top side. And then I have grab some of these little foam sticks. I love these things, but you can go through them. And all I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my blue, and this is Folk Art Multi-Surface, and it's called Ink Spot. Let's see if you guys can see that. It's right there. And I have a little plate over here that I'm putting my paint on. Just shake it up. Okay. Anybody have any questions so far? Okay. Put out some paint. And I will tell y'all, each color I put on here, the white I did 3 layers, the blue I did 3 layers, and the red I did 3 layers. Well, 3 coats, actually. It's 3 coats. And I'm just going to take, well, I got blue down here. How did that happen? Hang on. If something happens, and you get a little, I don't know if you guys can see it, right here, I got a little smudge. I'm just going to take some of my white paint and just kind of dab over it. And I might have to do a couple layers of that white to cover it, but it'll get covered. So if that happens to you, just get your white paint and just dab over it. Okay. Lordy, I got blue everywhere. Where'd that come from? Okay. So I'm just going to take some, put it on the foam brush, and I'm just going to paint. And a little tip I learned this also. When you're going along the tape line, take your brush and move up away from the tape. I think that's supposed to also help keep your paint from bleeding through. And the first time I did this, I was like, it's really a light blue, and you can really see through this. But once you start putting more layers on here, it really looks a lot better. You just do this till your blue section is covered. Okay. So we have that part painted. And also, let me put just a little bit more paint in here, because what I did with the other one that I made, take your little brush, or your foam stick, whatever you want to call it. Well, I'll be darned. I just did it again, y'all. This blue just, you know what? I think I need a paper towel. So I keep getting this stuff all over me. Let me get a paper towel. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry guys. Oh, thanks, Diane. Anything I can do to help somebody else out, hey, it's the name of the game. So I'm going to take this, and hopefully not get any more blue somewhere. And your edge right here, I'm going to go along this edge with the blue. And I will tell you, I did not sand this piece down. It probably could have used a light sanding because it is rough and it will tear up these foam brushes. I'm just going to go right along here. I'm trying to go with the grain of the wood here. Okay, so we have the side done here, and we did the top. But then we can't forget about the inside right here. So we're going to go ahead and get that too. And I'm not going to do this whole inside because where this tape kind of cuts off, I believe it's going to be a different color. Okay. And there we go. We got the inside. I don't know if you guys can see. It's kind of hard, I'm sure. And then, while this is drying, we go back over these little spots that I goofed up on. See if I can cover them up where I got blue on the white and I shouldn't have. But it's okay. It's an easy fix. Just take your paintbrush and go back over it with the white. Nothing that can't be fixed. Okay. I debated on whether or not I wanted to pull out the hair dryer. Hi, Mom. My mom's on here, y'all. To do this, but I think it's drying fairly quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and put another coat of paint on here. And we'll see what happens. And see, you can really tell with the second coat how much darker it gets. How much more it covers just in that second coat right there. I need some more paint. And if any of you guys paint and you have some tips or tricks of your own that you want to share, please feel free to share. Oh, I'm going to have to plug y'all in. My low battery thing just came up on my phone. I'll be right back, guys. Gotta get my charger. Okay. Okay, guys, I am so sorry. I found my charger, and then I had to find an extension cord because it won't fit with my hot glue plugged in with it. So I found the extension cord, and then the mailman rang the doorbell. So I apologize. I'm sorry. Okay. So I'm going to continue painting. And this is just the second coat right up here on the top. We got the second coat here on the bottom. And I'm trying to stay going in the same direction, or the same motion, the up and down motion. Okay. And I'm going to go around the edges. Okay, Cecile, this was a tip from Julie. I have a little flexible phone holder thing. It's got like legs, like a little tripod looking thing. And it has legs that are very flexible and they move and bend and everything wonderful. And the legs I have wrapped around a wine bottle. That's how my iPhone is sitting here recording my videos for you guys. It's being held up by a wine bottle. So I'm going to go ahead and put a third coat on here. And you can really see how that blue just turns. And it's really a pretty blue color. It really is. Okay. Yeah, I'm running out of paint on here. Okay. And I think we got this covered. I'm just going around the edges. Okay. Okay, and when this dries, it's going to look, it might look a little streaky to you guys on here, but it'll look more uniform once it dries. So once we have this on here, we put just a little bit more up top, so it looks a little heavier at the bottom. Okay. Okay. There we go. And while this dries, I am going to run back over my stars one more time. Let me see. The name and color of the blue. It is Folk Art Multi-Surface, and it's called Ink Spot. And the number is 2925E. Let me see if I can show you. I don't know if you can see that or if you're just getting a glare. But that's the blue. Called Ink Spot by Folk Art. Let me see. And pretty much for the white, y'all can use any color white you want. It doesn't matter. I did notice with this paint, and this is, I got this from AC Moore. And let me see if it does it now. It's kind of chunky. Not chunky, but it's kind of thick. Earlier I took just a little bit of water and poured it in there and thinned it out just a little bit because it was really just kind of hard to deal with. Kind of hard to paint with. You're welcome, Diane. I'm just going to go over these real quick while this blue is drying. Maybe it might be a good idea if I do run go get my hair dryer. Kind of speed that process up just a little bit. I think I will after I go over these if it's not getting good and dry. You guys have any questions? Any other questions? The only thing else that I use for this, so I use the hot glue for the stars. You gotta be careful. When I was doing those little ones, not a lot of room on the back to put that hot glue on there. And it told me so a couple times. So I thought I'd get these bigger ones and kind of test these out and see how they do. Because I think there's a whole lot more room on the back of these than there are on the back of the tiny ones. And I think I figured out 13. I'm going to try and put 13 of these on here. I'm not sure if it's going to work because of the size. On the other one, I used 23. The one that I showed you with the smaller stars. They come in a pack of 25. And I used 23. And I'm just painting these. Just going over the tops. These dry really quick. But like I said, this is probably the longest part of this project is painting these little stars because you do so many coats on there and then you gotta paint the sides of them because they are thick. Unless you want to leave them bare and have like a wood look with your star. And I don't think anybody would see it unless somebody went up to your initial and really looked at it. Almost done with these. It's amazing how much of a difference one coat of paint can make. And I'm not putting a whole lot of paint on here. I'm just trying to put enough on here so I can cover one star and be good. Or cover the top of it. There we go. This one and another one left. Okay. 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 Those all have another coat of paint. And I am going to... I'm going to run go get the hair dryer so we can kind of speed this up a little bit. And I will be right back, okay? Okay, got the hair dryer. Pick the letter up, put it on low. And I think I'm going to put one more coat of blue on here. Because for some reason it looks kind of splotchy, and I don't want it to look splotchy. So I'm just going to take a little bit more blue. Take my little foam brush. And I'm just going to paint it on. It is really, really windy out here today. Our neighbors next door moved recently, and for whatever reason their wooden fence door won't stay latched, so I keep hearing something banging, and I keep telling myself it's the neighbor's fence door. And I think by this weekend we're supposed to warm back up into the 70s, which will be so nice. I can't wait. Which is kind of funny because come wintertime, or not wintertime, when it gets to be 90 degrees outside, I'll be hoping and praying for like some 50, 60 degree weather. And I just went back over this one more time, and I'm going to go back over this edge. Because this edge is not very, it's not covered very well. I like to make sure that all these pieces are covered, and it doesn't look like paint was just slapped up here. I like it to look neat and pretty. The paint coming over the edge. Okay. Hey, I'm going to hit this with the dryer one more time. And it's still just a little tacky. I'm going to go ahead before it completely dries and pull this tape off. There's one piece. And hold it up here so you guys can see it. And there's the other piece. I'm going to try and hold it up here so you can see. Do you see how crisp that line is? I love how crisp that line is. And like I said, I just can't give enough kudos to this tape. And it feels different than like the regular painter's tape. This is like a real smooth kind of tape. It's not like bumpy, if you know what I mean. Right here. I'm going to hold this up here so you guys can see it. How long would I let it dry before I add the stars? By the time we get done, I'm going to be adding the stars. So it really, because all you're going to do is you're going to take your little stars, put some hot glue, but make sure this is dry. Make sure it's dry to the touch. But I'm going to hot glue the stars onto there. I'm going to see if I can show y'all this tape. But this is what it looks like. And it is like super smooth. And what I did for the next part, how I got my stripes, is, I have stuff falling all over the place here, guys. Okay. Is my tape, this roll of tape right here, is 1.5 inches wide. And that's how wide I want my strips. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, you can use your tape or you can use a ruler, and I'm going to measure out, let's see, I'm going to show you guys in just a second what I'm doing. Okay. I took my tape right here and I put it up here to where the top is just level with the top of the initial right up here. And that's how far out I'm going to measure out. I'm going to take, I put like a little mark, I hope you guys can see this, put like a little mark right underneath the roll of tape to mark off where I want a strip of this tape to go underneath. Let me see. So I have my marks on here of the 1.5 inches in length, and I'm going to take a piece of the tape and cut it, and I'm just going to take the tape and I'm going to line it up. It's sort of the same way I did the blue box. Going to line it up to the marks. That I put there. You guys can see right here. You can line that up and bring your tape all the way around to the back. I'm going to bring this. This kind of goes around a curve right here. Part of the B. And I'm just going to push that up against this curve right here. So this is what your first stripe is going to look like, just like this. Now, under here, these are going to be your white stripes. So I'm going to turn around. I'm going to take this, I'm going to rub it. Rub it good. And I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to take this and I'm going to measure it down the width of this roll of tape, and I'm going to mark off my next one. Cecile, I'm in Norfolk right next to Virginia Beach. almost all the way in the very bottom southeastern part of Virginia. I'm marking it off with the tape to get that 1.5-inch mark. And then I'm just going to take the ruler, lay it down, and let it go. Yep. And you know what? I think I'm just going to do this for the rest of them. Go ahead and make the marks. At the top. And all I'm doing is I'm making a mark. I don't know if you guys can see it on here, but I'm just making a mark right here. And I'm going to take the ruler and make another mark on this side so I can just line it up with these two marks and push the tape down. This way. Like this bottom one is almost going to line up with the blue. And I'm just marking these. And put the ruler on here and then go back and make the other mark so I can line up the tape. Okay. Now I'm just going to go back with the ruler and put a little line so I know where to mark these. And if you want, while you have your ruler, you take your tape roll, and measure just enough to where you're going to be straight. So you can mark it on the other side. Now this one, this one's going to have a really small section right underneath the blue. And I mean like a really small thin line. I'm just making sure that I'm even, that I'm lining up the blue roll of tape from my previous mark to where I'm going to mark it on here. So it kind of makes it a lot easier when you're laying your tape down to do this. And a lot easier, really. Because then you have two ends to line up your tape to. almost done with this. Bear with me, guys. Almost done. Not that many left to do. Okay. We got one more to do. And if you get a pencil mark on here, no big deal, just go back and erase it. Okay. Now that we have our lines marked out, it's just taping and painting from here on out. Let's take a piece of tape. Cut it. And I'm placing it right on the lines. And make sure when you put your tape on here, you wrap it around, because you're going to want to paint the sides too. Pull and wrap. This one. And when you get into these tight little places, like, I'll show you guys in just a second. These little corner pieces right here that don't want to be right here in the corner of the B. Take your scissors, make a little slit in the tape, like I just cut that like in half. Take it and fold it down. Take this part, fold it up. And it covers your sides right there. Okay, and I'm going to keep taping. And I'm just lining these up to the marks that are on my board from where I measured them. And when you get to the center of an initial where there's a hole, just snip that in the middle and then just wrap your tape around. Just like that. Another piece of tape, tape it up, find your lines. I think I need to. Okay. You know, besides letting the paint dry, I think this is the second longest part of this project. Is the taping. But you know what? It's so worth it in the end because it really, it's pretty. It's really pretty. Okay. And I am just about done taping. Remember to cover your edges. This piece is, if you can see this piece back here, this is the back of the tape, and you have an edge. I'm just going to take that, cut it, so you can make a little crease to go around the corner, just like that. Then I'm going to kind of do the same thing right here in the middle. In the middle, crease it, and just push it down. Okay. Once you get all your tape on there, go back and push on the tape. Make sure it's down, it's solid, it's stuck. Okay. And that blue is just about dry. It's dry to the touch, but it still feels just a little, that part is okay. I'm going to take, I'll start painting this other first. Okay, and here we go. We're going to take our plate, and we're going to start with the red. And the red that I have is same brand, Folk Art, multi-surface, and it's apple red. And that's what I'm going to use to do the stripes. Pour some of this on here. And it's really a pretty color red. It really is. And again, I'm using a foam brush. You can use a paintbrush if you want to. It doesn't matter. I don't believe. And I'm just going to brush this on. But something I am going to do real quick, because I should have left the tape on there and I didn't. I'm going to take another piece of tape and I'm going to cover where this blue is. Hi, Lori! And I'm going to do the same thing right down here at the bottom. I'm just going to take a piece of tape and lay it over it. Okay. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing like what we did with the blue. Just take your red and then just paint it. Just paint it on. And don't forget about your outside lines right here. Don't forget about that. We want to paint that too. Okay. And then with the red, we just go to every other one. So the next one's going to be right down here. Just go in between your tape strips. Each one of those is going to be red. And I'm getting the inside edges as well. You want to make sure those are painted. Okay. And I'm just going. This tape doesn't want to stick right here. But this red is so pretty. It's such a pretty color red. Let's see. Okay, thanks Diane for watching. You can catch the final part on the replay. Have a good day. Okay. And here we have like a really thin line right here below the beat, and I'm just going to take this and just swipe across it just like that. And don't forget your edge. Okay. Okay, and we just keep going down. And again, this is gonna, the one that I did for my door, I used 3 coats of paint. So I'm gonna suggest at least 3 coats of paint. And your edges. Let's see. Okay. Alright, we keep going along. Okay, I need some more paint. Going along, don't forget to get your insides. Let's see if I can do this without getting my hair in paint. Go ahead and do this inside while I got it turned funky. Okay. If your tape comes up, just push it back down, it'll be okay. I think I need some more paint. Okay. And I'm going to do this bottom row. Kind of tricky where to pick it up. You really only have one dry spot to pick it up from. And here I'm just doing around the edge. Okay. Back down. Let you guys see. And this is what it looks like so far. Now underneath these strips of blue tape is our white layer. And I'm going to hit this with the dryer real quick and we'll do another layer. Okay. Go ahead and add another layer, another coat of the red. And if you haven't been with me the whole time, I have been using, there's white underneath these blue strips of tape. And each painted layer, I'm doing 3 coats. Get some more paint. But you can tell with each layer, it just looks better. Okay. And I think once you get this first layer of paint on here, it kind of goes a little quicker too. We're almost done. Almost. Let's see. Okay. And I'm going to hit this with the dryer again. Oh, did I miss one? I missed one. Okay. Hit it with the dryer. Okay. Lorianne asked, what size tape did I use? This is a 1.5-inch roll of Scotch Blue Platinum painter's tape. Let me hit this bottom here real quick. Okay, I'm going to go one more layer with the red. One more coat. And you can really see it. Each layer that you put on, the color just pops more, and it just looks so pretty. Almost edge. Okay. You think you guys will be making one of these for your door? Okay. One spot up here that I did not get. Okay. Okay, I'm going to hit this real quick again with the dryer. And after that, we're going to be gluing on our stars. Okay. Unplug the hairdryer. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull off the pieces of tape. It's like the moment of truth here. And if you see somewhere, to where you didn't get all the way to the edge, you can take the tip of your brush and go right up to it and get that done. Okay. And I will say, when I did my other one, I did not use the hairdryer to let it dry. I gave it a lot more time to dry on its own. Whoops. Okay, and this is what we have. This is what we end up with. I do need to touch up right down here. I don't know if you guys can see it. I don't think I had the tape quite right. Right down here. But this is what you end up with so far. And then what I did is we go back here to our stars, and we're just going to place our stars. And I'm going to try and do 4 rows of 1 row of 3 stars, 1 row of 2, another row of 3, oh, that one's kind of funky. Okay. I don't know if I can get 4 rows on here. Let's see. Some of these stars look kind of funky. And it's kind of like, does it go that way or does it go a different way? And I'm just placing the stars on here for right now. Haven't glued anything yet. Okay. Okay. I'm going to try to lift this up so you guys can see it. I don't know if you'll really be able to see it that well without them all sliding off. But this is how I'm going to hot glue them. I have the top row is 3, the next row is 2, the next row is 3, the next row is 2, and the last row is 3. So I'm going to hot glue these real quick. Let's see. Okay. These stars are the 1.5-inch stars from AC Moore. And like I showed you on the original one, I used the stars that were a lot smaller. These are, I want to say, I think 3/4. Yeah. These are 3/4 inch stars. And I used those for the first one. And I think it looks fine. It's a lot of painting the individual stars. And when you go to put the hot glue on the back of them, there's not a whole lot of room to put that little dab of glue. So that's why I went ahead and got the bigger stars. And you can do it either way. Whichever way you want to do it. If you want to use the smaller ones, you can do that. The smaller ones, they come in a pack of 25. And I used 23. Okay. So I'm going to go through here and just start gluing these. These definitely give you more room to put a dab of glue. And I'm going to try and keep them lined up. I think I've got them all kind of going in the same direction. And I will tell you, once you stick these on here, make sure you have it where you want it, because it's not moving. Okay, we're almost done, guys, I promise. Now this one's been kind of long. I guess that's the whole thing of watching paint dry. Literally. Okay. And I'm just sticking these on here to the board. And we're almost done, y'all. I think I've said that like 3 times already. But really, I think we're almost done. Okay, last star. Okay, y'all. There we go. We are done. Done, done, done. If you have any questions or you'd like to know anything, feel free to ask. If you don't get back to this or you catch it on the replay and you have any questions, go ahead and ask in the comments and I'll come back by and answer. But this is what it looks like, and if you want to, I showed you guys earlier that this one has, I'm going to have to flip it upside down. You can see it over here, it has hooks to hang it up. If you don't want to do that, I took some of, let me grab it. I took some of this, it's really thick, called grapevine wire. And that's what it looks like right here. And it's really thick. It's definitely durable. And what I did for the one that I have hanging on my door was I cut off a piece. Let me see. This is 9 inches. And I'm going to, I took it and I just bent it. And I came through and I placed it on the back of the board. You guys can see. Kind of hard to hold this and right here. And I'm just going to staple it. I'm going to leave a little bit of a loop at the top. And I'm just going to staple. And I do three in each side. I want to make sure. Whoop. Pull this one out. This one didn't catch over on the side. One more. I'll put it up here. Okay. And then that gives you a little hook right up here on the top. So you can hang it up on your door, and this is what you have. Just like this. And this is with the bigger stars. And this is the one with the smaller stars. So you can pick whichever one you want to use. Again, the smaller stars are 3 1/4 inches. And the bigger stars are 1 1/2 inches, I believe. Let me look. Yeah, I've done looked at these things so many times today. Yes. The bigger ones are 1 1/2. These are 3/4 inch. So, there you go. Now you guys can make your own patriotic door hanger. And I hope you enjoyed the video. I enjoyed doing this for you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. You can message me. Whatever you want to do. If you want to check out some wreaths, you can go to virginiawreathcompany.com and that'll take you to my Etsy store. And I just did the fishing wreath. I don't know if you guys have seen. I know a lot of people have seen it, but I'm going to show it off anyway because this is like the first wreath that I've done that's like really geared towards a guy. It's got a largemouth bass, bobbers, seagrass, got a fishing line, and I will tell you there is a real hook in there. I went and bought a real fishing hook and put it in there. It's got the burlap deco mesh tubing. Gives it kind of like a ropey kind of feel. But really, I love this wreath. I think it's awesome. I think it's really cute for like a Father's Day gift. Or even the dude in the man cave. Hey. So, anyway, if you haven't seen this and you want to check it out, it is listed on Etsy. And otherwise, I thank you guys for joining me, and I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys next week. Thanks. Bye.